Hello and welcome to the 2024 IPF World Open Classic Powerlifting Championships here in Druskininkai, Lithuania. I'm Amelia Potter, joined by Meg Layton today. Hello, thank you for joining me today, Meg.
Thank you for having me.
South African athlete, coach and referee, triple threat. It's nice to have somebody who can come from all angles today to help me out on some perspectives for the 57B group. You obviously have the A flight later, but man, is this a stacked class. We can see the running order here, and some big opening attempts, including Miriam Amri from the Netherlands with 157.5. Obviously, we'll see ranking jump around as it goes on, but we have got the A flight later today. We had the 74B flight this morning, and that will be back-to-back with the A group this evening. What do you think of the competition so far, Meg?
It's been great. Every class is stacked, even the B groups, and it's nice to see people vying for spots in the B groups.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We have seen a couple of people actually manage to get medals from the B groups, which is a huge feat. You have to be so strong because not only are you fighting against the A group, you're doing it blind. You can't see what they're then going to put on the bar. And we count in now to the first sets of squats here in the B group for the 57 kilo class, a highly contested class. And kicking us off, we have Lithuania's own Nevits Keita, 110 kilos on the bar for Zanetta, representing on home soil today. Doesn't have to travel far, but a little bit of pressure for carrying the home flag. And the clock ticks down. Ah, there she is. Now she has until the clock goes to 0 to get the start command. She doesn't have to finish the lift in that time. Right, lights, a good lift. That was lovely indeed.
Yeah, good opener.
You want your opener to be something super comfortable that if you do get red lights or infractions for any reason, or you need to re-rack, you have the time, you're comfortable with it, you can redo it. Just get a squat on the board. $120 kilos now for Michelle Lee from Singapore, opening 10 kilos below her max. Being handled there by Farhana, the deadlift world record holder in the 52s.
Easy for a squat.
Yeah, that looks super comfortable. And 3 white lights, that is a good lift. Now we have a full flight today, so they've got some nice time to recover in between squats. 120 kilos remains in the bar for Kirsty Lee from Australia. It's a long way to travel.
It is.
Two to one, a good lift. Just a depth call from that far side. We'll have a look again in the replay. And they definitely danced on the line, but it's just dipped in, I think.
Yeah, it's close.
Nice to have the eyes of a ref next to me to confirm or deny what I say.
Let's see if there's any movement from the jury table.
They seem happy. It's always good for the lifter. We have Kristina Bedlikova now from Czechia, opening on 125 kilos. Rocking some great hair there. big grin at the top
Great.
there.
And that's her first year as an open lifter.
Yeah, wow, a great start to the competition and a big smile. Getting that first squat done feels good. And as before, huge support in the crowd from Team Japan. If you can even hear me over that. Kanan Kasai, 125 kilos. She can feel the love and we can hear it. Wow, that was a lovely opener. She was so fast, the crowd couldn't cheer fast enough for her.
Team Japan is very happy in the audience.
Yeah, and it must make a huge difference having that support. Do you
Yeah.
think having your team support you there helps boost you?
For sure, just hearing any other voice in the crowd is great.
That was lovely, very easy. Drífa Ríkhardsdóttir now from Iceland, 127.5 kilos. Rocking that new Iceland singlet, it's very nice. Only 2 years competing, still new to the platform.
Nice work.
3 white lights, yeah, lovely opener. Let's watch that again. From my angle, it's very deep.
Yeah,
Yeah, really lovely start.
good drive into the bar.
We now have Mathilde Østergaard from Denmark, opening on 135 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift. Really sunk it, so probably a little bit harder than it would normally feel, but I suppose in your opener you're a bit nervous and you just want to make sure.
Yeah, if she can get a bit tighter on the next one, it will be easier.
We now have Alba Rodriguez Ceballos from Spain, 135 kilos. Alba's only been competing for 1 year and she's already on the international platform.
Incredible.
Yeah, people work for years to get here and she's got there fast. She has a bright future ahead of her, I'm sure.
Lovely squat.
Yeah, really nice, and only 5 kilos below her personal best. She's not been competing long, so I'm sure she doesn't know where her ceiling is yet. It's a good lift. Haya Alcazar from Kuwait now, 137.5 kilos. Seen a few athletes from Kuwait so far. It's nice to see some of these countries bringing bigger teams each year.
Yeah.
Looks strong. Let's wait for the lights. Yeah, that was the angle we saw it from, and I was a little bit worried it was borderline, but let's have a look from the angle that gets the white lights. See what you think there, Meg.
Yeah, it's definitely borderline.
Yeah, and the jury has overruled it. I was a
Yeah.
little bit worried. Do you think that's a fair call?
I think so.
Just has to sink it a little bit deeper, just a tiny bit. She's clearly strong enough.
Yeah, the weight is easy. She can do it on the next one.
We now have Kavishi Karioasam from New Zealand, 140 kilos.
It's a huge squat PB of 162.5.
Yeah, wow. Opening quite conservative then, but they have traveled a long, long way, and it's just good to get a number on the board. Really strong. Interestingly, doesn't look up once from the moment she's under the bar till she gets out of the bar. Head is down, and it works for her.
Keeps position wonderfully.
3 white lights, a good lift. We now have Evita Otigba from Malta, 142.5 kilos. Opening just 6 kilos below her squat PB, which I imagine is meaning she's holding a Maltese squat record. And wow,
That was easy.
I think she's going to smash that today. Wow, wow. Look how happy she is. I think I would be too if my opener moved like that.
For sure.
I'm sure we'll have big cheers for this next lifter. She's very well loved. Dana Yi Lee from New Zealand, 147.5 kilos. 2 years into the Open, a second Open World Championships.
Big bencher, so I'm excited to see what she does today.
Yeah, very big bencher. 147.5 kilos for her opening squat. 5 kilos below her best ever squat, so clearly training's been going well. Let's see how this moves.
Looks good.
Yeah, really strong start to the day. And 3 white lights, a good lift. And a big smile from Dana there. Yeah, keeps that position really nicely. Australia's Kelly Andrews now, 147.5 kilos. Again, a big squat PB of 159. I imagine to be an Australian record. Oh, that looks really nice.
Yeah, there's a lot more kilos there.
3 white lights, a good lift. I was chatting to Kelly earlier and she just said, I just want to get that first one done. You know, I have some problems sometimes oversinking it, but that looks perfect.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
And that leaves us with one opener remaining before we head through to the second round of squats here in the B group 57s. A big opening squat, especially for the B group, but just generally for Miriam Amri of the Netherlands. 157.5 kilos, 5 kilos below her personal best.
Great lift.
Yeah, moved really well. She does get a call from depth from the far side referee, so let's have a look at that in the replay. So we know the jury awake, they have overruled a lift so far. What do you think, Meg?
It was borderline from the replay angle.
And that can go either way, can't
Yeah.
it? But the jury seem happy. Usually they lean in favor of the lifter if they can.
Yeah.
And that concludes our opening attempts with Ulbar Alcazar getting a lift on the board, although that wasn't a strength issue by any means. Zanita Navikete from Lithuania, 117.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump from our opener.
And 2.5 over her squat PB.
She's never had this weight on her back in competition before.
Good fight.
Yeah, slows down a little, but she handled the weight very well. It's a good lift.
I think at least another 2.5 kilos in there.
$125 kilos for Kirsty Lee. 5 kilo jump from her opener. Australia bringing a slightly bigger team than usual this year.
It's great to see.
It is really nice to see, especially in that lovely green and gold singlet.
Strong.
Yeah, handles the weight like a champ, and 2 to 1, a good lift. If you see a red circle with a red square underneath in the squat, that is because of depth.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call from the replay angle.
I think she'll be just fine. I think she just dipped it in, and it looks like the jury are happy with it. But it's very borderline. You know, you don't want to go any higher than that. You do want to go lower than that, maybe. Michelle Lee now from Singapore, 127.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump. Near PB territory. There's Vahana.
Easy.
Yeah, still plenty left in the tank there. Looks good. She does get a yellow, though, from the side referee. Just trying to see what that's for, and I think the jury are as well. They're looking over at him, but he seems to be looking the other way, so. Can you see any infractions there?
No, I'm wondering if he misheard the commands.
So I think she might be safe there. That's good to hear. Drífa Ríkharðsdóttir from Iceland, 132.5 kilos. Bit of work. She was shaky on the way down there.
Yeah.
She gets the lift, perhaps some nerves. But let's have a look at that again. As I was saying, she was a bit shaky on the way down there, Meg. What do you reckon that was as a result of?
Yeah, she just didn't look like she took a nice brace before she started her descent. I think if she just gets a bit tighter.
Hopefully on her third, when the weight's a little bit heavier, she pulls it all in, like you said, gets tighter. Kanan Kasai, if you couldn't tell by the screams of Team Japan in the audience, 132.5 kilos. And there they are, cheering nice and loud for Kanan. 7.5 kilo jump from her opener. And that looked so strong, so quickly, they couldn't even cheer the first time.
That was no different.
No, super quick. They got a tiny bit cheer in, but it was still quick enough. And it was only brief. It looks good. 3 white lights.
That was a great squat.
Yeah, it's really nice. She nods at the top as well. She's like, that feels good.
Yeah, she knows.
Kristina Bedlakova now from Czechia, 135 kilos. 10 kilo jump, pretty sizable that.
Yeah.
But she looked really chuffed after her first. Another big grin.
She's happy with that.
3 white lights. Yeah, she should be.
I'm sure she'll go for a PB on the third.
Yeah, she's reaching that territory and she looks good for it. Her knees cave a little bit, but some lifters just have that every time they squat.
Yeah.
Now we have Haya Alcazar from Kuwait. She just squatted too high on her opener. She's retaking the same weight, which is a sensible thing to do. There's no point risking it with no squat on the board yet. Just needs to sink it further. Let's hope she can. Like I said, the weight was comfortable. I'm still a little worried about it, Meg.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the side we're on is the side that gave the white, so I'm worried to see the side that did get the red call there, and it gives her a little bit of a sticky situation.
She's definitely strong enough. I think if she opened her legs a little bit, put those knees out, she'd be in.
Yeah, small adjustments, but also hard to do when you're nervous and it's comp day. We'll see. Matilda Østergaard now from Denmark, 140 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from her opener.
Finished strong, a little bit sticky in the middle there, but she stood up.
Yeah, and she gets a blue there from the side referee. Let's have a look at that replay, see if we can catch what that is. You'll have better eyes for this than I do. I didn't see the bar dip, and she seems pretty straight.
Yeah, possibly the knees not being locked in the beginning.
The jury's faces seem pretty confused, so I think she'll be okay. We now have Alba Rodriguez Ceballos from Spain, 142.5 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump.
This is 2.5 kilos above her PB. Let's hope she gets it. Bad luck.
Yeah, I think she just hit the hole really hard there, and perhaps if she controls it a little bit more, calms her nerves, she might be able to get the power out of that. What do you think?
For sure.
Let's have a look at that again.
Yeah, just lost tension at the bottom.
Yeah, and it's hard if that's your style, because while it's still light, you can get that power up, but once it gets heavier, you just sink into it.
She squats like me.
You can relate then. Yeah. We now have Kavishi, 147.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump. Now, like you said, she's got a big squat PB, but there are so many variables coming into this.
This should be easy based on how her opener looked.
Yeah. Hopefully it is, taking conservative jumps there.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah, very tidy and tight. 3 white lights. I'll say it was nice, slow and steady squat. But it seems like she has kilos left in the tank for her third.
Looks like Evita's going for a national record on this. 1.5 kilos above her squat PB.
Yeah, I mean, that 142 though, that was lightning fast. Maybe the quickest opener we saw. So 150 doesn't seem like a huge stretch, and to get that in your second in a national record is fantastic. My word.
Definitely more there still.
I hate to be that cheesy commentator that says it, but she shouldn't be warming up on the platform.
Agreed.
You know, that is just fantastic. Look how strong she is today.
I anticipate maybe a 5 kilo jump there.
Some people taper so well and they surprise themselves on the day. Now, Dana Yi Lee from New Zealand, a 5 kilo jump to 152.5. This is the most she's ever squatted on the platform, and I believe she got it earlier this year or the end of last year, so still a relatively new PB to hit on your second.
Yeah.
Her opener looks strong. That was lovely. It was a small slowdown, but similar to her opener, then very speedy after that.
Yeah, she has a small sticking point, but she's able to grind through it really well.
I imagine maybe looking for a PB of 155 on her next.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking good.
A big 10-kilo jump for Kelly.
Yeah, wow. Got that first squat out the way, and now jumping 10 kilos in 157.5, just below the national record of 159. Kelly Andrews. Oh, it's a big fight.
Just too heavy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, because I think the strength is there. Maybe come back and get that in her third, but let's have a look at that. She hits the hole and her hips shoot back a little bit, and maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, if she can stay under the bar and keep driving through.
Because her opener looked great.
Yeah.
165 kilos for Miriam Amri of the Netherlands. This is a big second attempt, already in PB territory. Ooh, unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift on depth. Side referees usually have the best angle of that. So let's have a look at that replay. That's a hard call. It was definitely on the line.
Yeah, I think because she is so bent over, it's a lot harder to see.
Oh, and the jury have overruled that. Yeah, I thought it was just in, so I'm glad to see that. It's nice to see that the jury are also there for the lifter as well. You know, they're keeping the rules straight, and that means giving it to the lifter when they deserve it. They giveth and they taketh away. We have Zanita now from Lithuania, 120 kilos for her third and final attempt. Oh, it's a big fight. We just can't get through it.
Yeah. Another 5-kilo jump for Kirsty. Just 5 kilos short of her PB.
Yeah, Kirsty Lee now from Australia, like you said, jumping 5 kilos. She's looked good so far. Just a lovely third attempt from Kirsty there, and 2-1, a good lift. Now
Similar squat style to the Netherlands lifter.
Yeah, absolutely. So leaning forwards can sometimes trick the referees into unfortunately thinking it's not depth, but I think that looked all right.
Yeah.
And it will remain a good lift. Michelle Lee now from Singapore, 132.5 kilos for her third and final attempt. This will be for a new personal best.
Great lift.
Yeah, good stuff. 3 white lights, a good lift, and a really strong end to her squats. Let's have a look at that again in the replay. A really wonderful third attempt. We now have Dripa Ríkharðsdóttir from Iceland, 135 kilos. 2.5 kilo jump, keeping it conservative, which I think is the right move here.
Yeah. Pity.
Yeah, it's just a bit too heavy, but she got everything she could out of the platform. She jumps the minimum that she could. So therefore 132.5 was what she had today. And she didn't waste too much energy by pushing through it. She lost it pretty quickly, and if you're gonna miss a lift,
Yeah.
you want to do it that way. Now, a bit of a sticky situation for Haya Alcazar from Kuwait. 137.5 kilos. She's missed it twice, and it's not been strength.
No, she can get this.
She just needs to sink it deeper. And hopefully she can this time. The jury are aware, the referees are aware that the depth has been an issue, so they'll have their eye out for it. We can just cross our fingers and hope. 3 white lights. Saves herself at the last second.
Yeah, that looked so much better.
Yeah, and I'm sure she didn't think she'd be celebrating her opening number that much, but I'm glad she is.
Yeah. We don't want any lifters to bomb.
No, you never do. It's not a good way to go out, and you don't hope for it for anyone. Kristina Bedlakova now, 140 kilos. A 5 kilo jump from her second. She looked extremely happy with her second, so hopefully that'll be the case for the third as well. It's a big fight, and she stands it up, though I'm worried about that depth.
Yeah, let's wait to see.
It wasn't depth that she got called on, it was yellows there.
Let's watch it back.
Yeah.
It didn't look like the bar went down.
Not too sure there, but unfortunately no lift nonetheless. Kenan Kasai, Japan, 140 kilos. I believe Bedlakova just skipped the command there. Seven and a half kilo jump from her second, and it looks strong, and this will be for a new PB. I think she just sunk that one a lot deeper than her other two.
Yeah, that seems to be common today.
Yeah.
A great brace and then loses it in the hole.
Yeah, you can see that here, just as Meg said. Go down into the hole really deep and then just loses that tension and the brace. And such a shame though, she is so strong. Mathilde Oostergaard now from Denmark, 142.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump.
That was great.
Yeah,
That's what
really.
the refs say.
Really solid. 3 white lights. Actually, it moved similarly, if not better, to her second.
Yeah, very consistent.
Alba Rodriguez Ceballos now from Spain, 142.5. Didn't get this on her second. Looking to come back and get it now on her third for a PB.
She takes it off strong. Much better.
Yeah, that looked really nice. Yeah, 3 white lights, and that's how to come back in the face of adversity. She composed herself, she did what needed to be done, and it was there. 5 lifts remaining now. And first up we have Kavishi Kariawasam, New Zealand, 155 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump. She keeps her form really nicely, a slow but steady lifter. Doesn't look weak, just moves controlled, kind of slowly, but it looks strong. Actually, that was pretty quick for her.
That looked better than her second attempt.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, that did look better than her second attempt. If only she had time to max out in between squat and bench.
There's always the warm-up room.
Dana Yili now from New Zealand, 155 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump for an all-time PB. This is a big squat. It looked hard, and I'm not sure if she was going to push through or not, but it did seem the back spotter grabbed that quite early.
Yeah.
But
her second was sticky. I think, if anything, the 155 was maybe all she would have had.
yeah, maybe it did dip a little bit, but 152 was a great way to end, and 155 I'm sure will be there soon. Evita now with 155 kilos, 150 moved better than an opener, so I'm interested to see how 155 moves. I can't imagine it will make it too much harder for her.
Easy work.
Yeah, slow down ever so slightly, maybe to look like a second attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift.
And a 5 kilo PB.
Yeah, plenty left in the tank. I'm excited to see where she goes in the future. Kelly Andrews now from Australia, 157.5. Her opener was good, and then we think she just sunk it a little deep and lost that brace in the second. Let's see if she can fix that up here on her third. Looked a lot better going into the hole this time, but
Yeah.
it must have been tiring missing that second one, but 147, still a big squat to walk away with.
Yeah,
And
she looked a little bit tentative going into the hole.
yeah, and we have to consider as well, some countries have to come a lot further than others. 170 kilos for our last squat of this session.
Huge for a 57 lifter.
Huge. A few years ago, this would have got you a squat medal
Yeah.
and near that world record. 57s are incredible. I can't believe this is in the B group. 170 for Miriam for a new personal best. An absolutely mammoth squat in the 57s. Wow. 2-1, a good lift, and it definitely looked towards the top end, but dare I say it wasn't impossible. Maybe a couple kilos in there next time. Safe bet for today, but
For sure.
it looked good.
Yeah, Team Netherlands is proving themselves to be great squatters.
Yeah, you're right there. And looking at that very quickly, we have Kavishi currently sat in bronze place, Evita in silver, and Miriam in gold. However, of course, we have the A group coming up later, and that is subject to change. Don't go anywhere, and if you do, be back in 20 minutes where we will come back for the bench press. We will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 IPF World Open Classic Powerlifting Championships here in Druskininkai, Lithuania. I'm Emilia Potter, joined here by Meg Layton. Had some big squats there in that B group session. Just a reminder, we obviously have the A group this evening, so placements are subject to change, but it's been a pretty good session so far.
Fantastic.
Yeah, some really strong lifters. We had Miriam from the Netherlands with a 170 squat. And we can see here some hefty bench openers. Dana Yi Lee with the biggest, with 97.5 kilos. That is a sizable bench in the 50 for anywhere, but
Yeah.
57s.
And followed by a lot of lifters opening on 80, 85 kilos. It's going to be quite tight.
Yeah, it wasn't so long ago that was really, really top end, and the world record currently is 123, so I don't think they'll get near that, but they're getting pretty close in the B fight. That's exciting. Michelle Lee now from Singapore, opening on 60 kilos.
Easy work of that.
3 white lights. I say all of your openers should be comfortable, relatively easy numbers for you, but especially bench, because so much can go wrong.
Yeah, you don't know how long the pause is going to be. If you're getting a lift off, that could affect things.
Yeah, your setup could be quite long. There's a lot going into it. Haya Alcazar here had a tumultuous squat session, only just getting her last squat in on the board. 62.5 kilos here. Let's hope bench is easier for her.
That looked good.
Yeah, can't imagine too much wrong with that. 3 white lights.
Big smiles.
Yeah, she's like, oh, much better start. Anita Navitskaita now from Lithuania, 65 kilos, opening on her current bench press PB, which is impressive after 6 years of lifting.
Yeah.
Let's hope it was a good move. Three white lights, a good lift.
She's also opening on her current PB.
Yeah, much more expected with somebody who's been competing for only a year compared to 6, so I imagine this will be comfortable for her. Alba Rodriguez Ceballos, like you said, opening on her PB of 65. Still looking for her top end, and just with the way she unracked that, it looks easy.
Many more kilos there.
Yeah, I think we could have guessed that with the way she threw it around in her hands. We now have Kelly Andrews from Australia, 65 kilos. Only been competing for 2 years, already at the World Championships. It's a huge feat.
Another easy lift.
Yeah, really easy. 5 kilos below her personal best. I don't think Kelly's going to have really any issues with elbow depth there. The bar has a long way to go.
Great tight setup on her neck as well.
Yeah, she has a good deadlift on her as well, and you can tell by the length of her arms sometimes.
Yeah.
Kristina Bedlakova now from Czechia, 70 kilos. another athlete opening on their personal best. Still quite new to the sport. Adopting a sinking technique there to try and get elbow depth, but unluckily not quite. What did you think seeing that first hand, Meg?
It looked like her elbows are still quite flared, so let's see here. Yeah. It is borderline, I would say.
I'll have to take your word for it. I'm still a little bit confused after the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's not the easiest to see.
Kirsty Lee now from Australia, 75 kilos. Opening 10 kilos below her bench press PB. Quite conservative here. Clip the rack, but I think the bar stayed going in one direction. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, she might just have to set up a little bit lower down the bench on the next one.
Yes, all fine that happening on your opener, but when it's max weight on your third attempt,
Yeah,
it becomes a little trickier to then get past that. Kavichi now, New Zealand, 77.5, and yet again another athlete opening on their PB. Wow, these 57s are flying in training, it seems.
looks strong.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. .5 kilos for Mathilde Ostergaard from Denmark. Very, yeah. Normally we see some great benches from the Danes, but gets called for depth from the centre referee, so let's have a look at that again in the replay.
Yeah, maybe the left elbow was a little bit high,
So from
but again, borderline.
From the eyes of a referee, could you explain to me what they would be looking for in terms of elbow depth?
So we are looking for the elbow to be in line or below the top of the shoulder joint when the lift is lying down.
Okay, that's what we are looking out for, ladies and gentlemen.
Some people mistake it as the arm being parallel, but it's not necessarily. You really have to look at the 2 points, the shoulder joint and the elbow, and make sure that both sides are in line or below the shoulder.
Miriam Amri now, 80 kilos. Ooh, I'm not sure if I just saw her butt lift as she... Oh no, she's all good, 3 white lights. I was worried that it would have, her hips moved as she got to the top there. 3 white lights.
Great elbow depth.
Yeah, that is very clearly great elbow depth there. No
issues. A
issues.
little bit of movement there. Let's see on her next one.
Crowd favourite it seems today, Kanan Kasai from Japan, opening on 80 kilos.
Easy work.
Yeah. 3 white lights, a good lift. The crowd love her and she loves the crowd. And we love her loving the crowd. Drífa Ríkhardsdóttir now from Iceland, 80 kilos.
Opening on her PB.
Yeah, it seems like a popular move. Maybe a new trend they're trying to set here. And it seems to work for most of them. Getting her shoulders nice and set there. Makes me worry potentially for her elbow depth with an arch that big, but she probably has adjusted. Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. You can't see us in the booth, but every time a bench happens now, I look at Meg for approval of that elbow depth.
So tricky from the angles we see. Yeah, that looked good.
I suppose hard as well when the t-shirt often hides that joint. Evita now 85 kilos, yet another athlete opening on their personal best. 57 kilo girls training on fire.
Great lift.
Yeah, wow, Evita looks so strong today.
Yeah.
3 white lights.
Definitely one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. If bench is anything like squats, her third attempt will look like a second attempt. Now our heaviest opener of the flight, Dana Ely from New Zealand, 97.5 kilos. That is huge.
Only 5 kilos off her best.
Yeah, when you've got a bench this big, perhaps not a good idea to open on your PB. Yeah, this is a phenomenal bench press in any weight class, but in the 57s, wow. Clipped the rack, but still made good work of it.
She looks happy.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. And I think that probably gives us an insight to where Dana's mind is right now. And that concludes our opening attempts. All bar one lifter managing to get a lift on the board. I think Bedlakova just got called for elbow depth. That was the issue.
I'm sure she can adjust things and get it on her second.
Yeah, and that's why you want your opening weight to be light enough to do so, as we said. Michelle Lee now, 65 kilos, a 5 kilo jump to match her personal best.
Also easy.
3 white lights. And for a lot of these girls, when we say they're opening on their PBs or they're matching their PBs in the second attempt, you know, that's probably, for a lot of them, where they ended up at their last competition on their third attempt. Sometimes, you know, they're a missed lift, but that would have been top end not so long ago. Haya Alcazar now, 67.5 kilos.
Much better start to bench than she had on squats.
Yeah, and she seems super happy with that. Big high five for her coach.
For a big 5 kilo PB.
Yeah, we have Soneta Navitsketa from Lithuania, 70 kilos. And 5 kilo jumps in this weight class is a considerable jump. It's just under 10% of their body weight they're jumping now. That's a big fight. She's still moving it though.
Impressive.
Yeah, that is very impressive. I don't think I saw the bar dip, but let's wait. Ooh. The coach goes to the jury, so let's look at the replay. What do you think to that, Meg?
Slight dip, but it didn't look like the entire bar went down. Let's see what the jury says.
While we keep one eye on the jury, look at Kristina Bedlakova, who is yet to get a bench on the board. Retaking 70 kilos, looking for elbow depth. The strength was there, just needs to sink it. It's a very high arch. So misses the rack command, I think, and does not get depth, unfortunately.
Yeah, it did look like a better attempt. Let's see the replay.
Leaves her in a really difficult situation heading into thirds.
Yeah, if she could just flare a little bit more, I think she would be in a better position.
It's hard as well because when you use that sort of technique. Usually tucking helps, so flaring and that becomes really
Yeah,
difficult.
it's tricky.
I think the yellow is for butt lifting, not skipping the command. Alba Rodriguez Ceballos now from Spain, 70 kilos for a 5 kilo PB.
As expected, nice and easy. There might be another 5 kilos there for her.
Yeah, let's look at that again in the replay. Very efficient lifting. Now have Kelly Andrews from Australia jumping 5 kilos to 70 to match her personal best on her second, should she make this. Lovely, really nice and smooth. 3 white lights, a good lift. It looks like she's on board for a PB on her third. We have Kafichi now, 80 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump from her opener. She did open on her current PB. Some people just prefer taking those smaller jumps, opening a little bit heavier. It's the way they train.
That looked good.
Yeah, and it seemed like a good choice in terms of numbers. I think 5 kilos, she would have got it, but not had as much to move into her third. We now have Kirsty Lee from Australia jumping 5 kilos to 80 for her second attempt. Wow, very easy. There's a depth pull there from the center referee, so let's have a look at that again in the replay. And I'll turn to the expert next to me. I am not.
Yeah, it looks like on her left side, that elbow doesn't go as deep as on her right.
The jury are discussing it, but I think they're going to keep it as a good lift. We have Matilda Østergaard from Denmark jumping 5 kilos to 82.5 to match her PB. Very tidy, 3 white lights. $85 kilos for Miriam Amri from the Netherlands. Surprised not to see her in the A flight, but it's so competitive. I think she's still going to put up a pretty mean total by the end of the day.
Yeah.
She seems on track for it. 3 white lights, a good lift. Now have Drifa Rikardsdottir with 85 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from her opener.
That was a great fight.
2-1, a good lift. Gets a red from the side referee, but a white from the center referee, who usually has the best view of that elbow depth. So let's have a look at that. That seems good to me.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't tell by the noise, we now have Japanese lifter Kanan Kasai, 85 kilos. 5 kilo jump to match her PB. Two to one, a good lift. Again, a depth call from the side referee, but all good from that center.
Good drive off the chest there.
Evita now coming out for 90 kilos, a 5 kilo jump for a 5 kilo personal best. And I've not seen her struggle too much today yet. And I don't think this will be when we see it.
Very easy.
Yeah, not surprised to see that. 3 white lights, a good lift.
There's definitely a 100 kilo bench in her future.
Absolutely, yet to see a chink in her armor. Dana Yi Lee now 102.5 kilos, a 5 kilo jump to match her all-time PB on her second attempt. Into the hundreds now.
This might put her in medal contention later on in the A group.
Slowed down a little bit, but still looks strong.
Yeah.
3 white lights, a good lift. And it really aids the lifter when they're able to keep that position so well.
Yeah, if she can do that on her third, I have no doubt it's there.
Imagine a 2.5 kilo jump there to 105, which would be a big way to finish the day.
Huge.
Michelle Lee now 67.5 kilos into the third round of benches. White lights, a good lift. Very strong into bench press for her. Haya Alcazar now, jumping 2.5 kilos to 70 for a third and final attempt for a matched personal best.
For 3.
Yeah, I guess a yellow from the side referee there. Let's see if we see any lift. The jury will be watching out for it as well. No, it looks good from here.
Good.
I think she'll be okay then. We have Zanita now on home soil, retaking 70 kilos. She's trying to fight through, but just can't get through that sticking point.
She was close.
Yeah, she was, and she really fought till the last second there. But luckily it has a bench press on the board, and hopefully Bedlikova of Czechia can do the same. Retaking the same weight here, which seems to be the smart decision. Although the weight isn't the issue whatsoever, she needs to make depth. She uses a sinking technique, but as you said, doing that and tucking also means it can deceivingly seem like the elbows are higher than maybe they are high, but she just needs to reach depth on this one last bench to be able to put up a total. And I'm not sure if that looked better or not. I hope it did. 2-1, a good lift.
That's great news.
Yeah, it is really good to see, but I do want to hold my breath to make sure the jury don't intervene. It did look better than the one before.
Yeah, and she held it on top. She didn't miss the commands.
Okay, the jury are leaving it alone. I'm glad to see it. Means she does not get disqualified and moves on to build her total. Alba Rodriguez Ceballos now, 72.5. Strong final attempt and a good lift.
This will be a 2.5 kilo PB if she gets it.
Here we have Kelly Andrews now from Australia attempting 72.5, and 70 looked pretty good. Hopefully 2.5 kilos does not slow her down too much. Seems like a good call there, and 2-1, a good lift. Gets a yellow from the side referee, so I'm wondering if we can have a look at that angle. Usually if you get it from the side, it's indicative of a lift of some sort.
That looked fine.
Yeah, it looks good from here, so I think she'll be safe. Kavici now, 82.5 kilos for a 2.5 kilo PB. She already PB'd on her second, looking to extend that here on her third. What a place to do it.
Great third from her.
And 2-1, again, a lifter getting a yellow from the side referee. Let's have a look, see if we can catch the issue here.
A little bit of movement there, but her glutes didn't move off the bench completely.
Yeah, movement's allowed as long as it doesn't lift, and she seems okay. Kirsty Lee now from Australia, 82.5 kilos, 2.5 kilo jump. Looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Most lifters have taken a 2.5 kilo jump onto their thirds, which is conservative and probably the best option nearing their top ends.
Mathilde Østergaard now from Denmark, 85 kilos, jumping 2.5. The ranking is subject to change as we see the A flight later. But for now, takes her into third. Now, unfortunately, just a bit too heavy for Mathilde to say.
Moving on to mid-down under, 87.5 kilos. The bar is loaded for Amelie of the Netherlands. We have 4 lifters to go after this.
87.5 kilos for Miriam Amri from the Netherlands. And this would send her into deadlifts with a total of 437.5 kilos just with her deadlift opener. It'll only go up from there. Three white lights, a good lift. 87.5 kilos for Drífa Ríkharðsdóttir from Iceland, a 2.5 kilo jump for a new personal best.
Too heavy.
Yeah, that is a strength issue, unfortunately, but doesn't lose out on too much. You only jump 2.5, which is the minimum you can, although still about 5% of her body weight, so it's not a small amount.
And she equaled her PB on her second attempt.
Big roars as usual for the third attempt of Kanan Kasai from Japan. 90 kilos for a big personal best. Just a little bit too much, unfortunately. I believe that's the first miss she's had all day, but she had a long way to travel. She weighed in at 57 kilos on the dot, so considering the variables, she's lifted very, very well.
With 95 kilos for Evita Otsipa.
Another 5 kilo jump here.
Yeah, and another lifter who's been lifting really well, Evita, jumping to 95 kilos, getting very close to that big 100 kilo milestone. This is for a PB, and if the squat's anything to go off, this should move about like a second. There it is.
Incredible.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. And she looks happy, she should be, but I mean, it's moving RP7.
It's such a pleasure to see how happy the lifters are looking today.
It really is. You know, you're here, you want to enjoy it. 105 kilos, the heaviest bench of the session. Dana Yili from New Zealand for a 2.5 kilo personal best. Takes her time to get into the perfect position. There's a lot of weight on that bar.
Strong unrack.
And she is fighting through it.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, just not there today, unfortunately. But what a valiant effort. It's a huge amount of weight.
Yeah, she walks away with a huge 102 kilos.
Yeah, and the only lifter in this flight to get 100 and above. So excellent effort. And that concludes our bench press. As you can see, Dana Yi Lee, New Zealand, leading there with 102.5 kilos. Evita from Malta following with 95, and Miriam from the Netherlands with 87.5. But that is subject to change as we have the A flight coming through later. We're going to go for a short 20-minute break now before we head into deadlift, so don't go anywhere and we will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 IPF World Open Classic Powerlifting Championships here in Druskininkai, Lithuania. I'm Amelia Potter, joined by Meg Layton today. Coach, athlete and referee, eyes from all angles, can help me out here. We've had a really fantastic session so far. You know, the standard in just even the B group has been incredible. We now head into deadlifts. We can see the running, we can see the results from bench here. Huge 102.5 for Dana Yi Lee of New Zealand. And that is just a mammoth bench there in the 57s. We head now into deadlifts, where we will see the ladies try to secure a total with their opening deadlift and then move and build that total into their second and third. Some big openers there.
Yeah, quite a range from 137.5 all the way to 180.
And kicking us off, we have Kristina Bedlakova from Czechia. Had a bit of a nerve-wracking bench session, but she got there in the end, and that's what matters. Nice and patient off of the ground and rewarded with a snappy lockout. It's a good lift.
Let's see where our Japanese fans are.
Yeah, you read my mind. I'm waiting for the roar. As we see the athlete come out, here she is, Kanan Kasai from Japan, 140 kilos. And there's the cheer. You'd think it was a record she was going for here, not her opener, with all the support in the crowd.
Easy opener.
Yeah, really, really lovely. 3 white lights, a good lift. $145 kilos for Michelle Lee from Singapore, looking to secure her total.
Strong start.
3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, secures that total. You can always breathe a sigh of relief once you know the total is safe. You know, you only know that when you get to your deadlifts.
Yeah.
And any national records they may have broken, they need to get that total to make sure they can take them home. Sunita now 150 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift.
The coach is asking for the bar to be cleaned.
Which can be, you can ask for that at any point. It will be cleaned in between every third attempt, but if you want it done, sometimes it's strategic to give you a little bit more time to breathe, but there's a lot of talc and chalk going on there. You want to make sure the lifter has the best opportunity to get their lift. Evita now from Malta, 155 kilos for opening deadlift. She's been so quick with her lifts all day. They've all looked so comfortable. Let's see her secure that total. Three white lights, a good lift.
And she holds the bar very narrow on the smooth part, so I can see why the coach asked it to be cleaned. There would have
Yeah.
likely been a lot of powder on that part of the bar.
Particularly if she is to follow a conventional puller.
Yeah.
Dana Yili now from New Zealand, 157.5 kilos. It's a personal best of 170. Normally last out for bench, first out for deadlift, but not Dana. Seems to be right up there with a bigger opener.
Easy.
Yeah, heard a big oh yeah from the crowd there. 3 white lights, a good lift. ...160 kilos for Matilda Oystergaard.
Looks strong.
Yeah, 3 white lights and secures that total. And as Meg was saying before, you can see as a conventional puller, her legs are tauked up and they're exactly where
The Maltese lifter
Yeah.
is holding the bar here.
Alba Rodriguez Ceballos now, 160 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift. Kelly Andrews now from Australia, opening on 170 kilos, has a deadlift PB of 183.5, which means it must be a record in Australia as it's not a multiple of 2.5.
That looks easy, yeah.
Yeah, nice and strong. 3 white lights, a good lift.
We're seeing much bigger jumps being put in from first to second attempts, 10 kilos and 12.5 kilos.
Yeah, an expected jump from first to second for a lot of lifters. 3 for Rikardsdottir here, Iceland, 175 kilos, opening above her deadlift PB.
She's only 25.
Just a couple years out of the juniors. Ooh, some trouble there. Let's have a look at that in the replay. I'm not too sure on first glance what happened. I think the bar just got away from her and dipped downwards here. We can see, yeah, her torso tipped forwards. Kirsty Lee now from Australia, 175 kilos. Deadlift PB of 192.5. And that looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift. Completely possible that Kirsty actually holds the record. Obviously, it must be a close fight between her and Kelly.
Yeah.
But it could have been done, you know, outside of that national competition. We now have coming on Haya Alcazar from Kuwait, 177.5 kilos. Of course, Rikardsdottir now without an opener in, has to get that on her second. Like we said, she needs to secure that total. Now Haya Alcazar.
She makes easy work of that.
3 white lights, a good lift. had some trouble in squats, but not had any since.
Yeah, she's looking good now.
She's found her groove. Miriam Amri now from the Netherlands, 180 kilos, a PB of 192.5. Building a big total. This would give her 437.5 just with her opener. That looked great. 3 white lights, a good lift. We now have our final opening attempt here for Kavici with 180 kilos, just 10 kilos below her personal best. Really strong opener there from Kavici, and it is a good lift, 3 white lights. And that concludes our opening round of deadlifts. And just going back to Miriam Amri from the Netherlands quickly, she put in for 192.5 per second, which would give her a 450 total just with her second attempt. And on nominations, that would have put her joint 6th. So she's really making a statement to say, you should have put me in the A flight. So it'll be really exciting to see how she does there. And heading into second round now, Kristina Bedlakova, 150 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from her opener. This is a matched PB. Incredible patience off of the floor there. 2-1, a good lift. A red from the left-hand side referee for insufficient lockout. This is the side she gets the white from, but let's have a look at it anyway.
Yeah, it was tricky at the top there.
Kanan Kasai, the most popular lifter of the flight according to the Japanese team, 152.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump. Having a great day so far. I think just narrowly missing one lift.
Great second attempt.
Yeah, looks really strong. 3 white lights. $155 kilos for Michelle Lee. 10 kilo jump.
Fast off the floor.
3 white lights, a good lift, looking strong. Plenty of room to grow into her third. $10 kilo jump now for Zaneta to 160. little sticky towards lockout, but that's pretty typical of a conventional pull. Speedy off the ground, and it gets harder towards lockout. Whereas sumo, usually you have to be more patient off the ground, and you're rewarded with a snappier lockout.
Yeah, we've got really strong conventional lifters in this session.
Evita Otegba now from Malta, 162.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump. Her opener, as expected, was very easy.
Beautiful lift.
3 white lights. And probably wins the competition for the cheeriest lifter of the day as well.
Also a crowd favorite.
Yeah, this is an incredible show out, especially for a B session. These stands are almost full. Just shows the quality of the lifting. Dana Yi Lee, 167.5 kilos, a 10 kilo jump, which would leave her just 2.5 below her all-time PB. Her opener was very easy.
Yeah.
I think 10 kilos is completely justifiable from that.
For sure.
White lights, a good lift.
She maintains such a great position to be able to lock out a heavier weight.
Yeah, and I think she's changed up her deadlift recently as well, so it seems to be working really well for her. A tiny bit sticky at lockout, but she's got a lot of weight in her hands.
Yeah.
Matilda Oystergaard now from Denmark, 167.5. 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
A little bit more tricky, but locks it out strong.
Yeah. Typically, conventional is a little easier to grind through if you need to, just because of naturally the position that you're in, but sometimes it's easier to tell when it's breaking down as well as a result.
If you can keep your shoulders over the bar.
But that looked great.
Yeah.
Alba Rodriguez Ceballos now from Spain, 172.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump for a new personal best. It's just been competing for 1 year. Yeah, she is so strong. 3 white lights, a good lift. Now we have Drifa Rikardsdottir, who just tipped forward on her opening attempt. The strength seems to be fine. She just needs to keep her balance. Easier said than done, of course, from this seat, but she needs this to secure her total. She is trying, but just again, this time slips out of her hand. It seems like her knee locked early and then her grip went, and it's not looking good. What do you think, Meg?
Yeah, I think it is just a timing thing. If she can be a little bit more patient and keep those shoulders over, she seems to push her knees forward a bit too soon. If she can stay over it, I think she can fix it. I don't think it's strength, but it is tricky at that weight.
Yeah, I hope so. Kelly Andrews now, 182.5 kilos. Wow.
Very strong.
Just a kilo below her PB. I barely got time to introduce her. It was that quick. I'm used to lifters having a bit of a setup, but she was on. No funny business.
I think there's room for a PB and a potential national record there.
Haya Alcazar now from Kuwait, 185 kilos.
Good patience there.
3 white lights, a good lift. And to be, you know, not complete at the end of second attempts in the B group 57s and already be at 180, 185, that's crazy. The standard has risen so much.
Yeah.
185 now for Kirsty, Australia. 10 kilo jump from her opener. Imagine a bit of a fight between her and Kelly for that record.
That looked strong.
3 white lights, a good lift. We now have our penultimate second attempt for Miriam Amri, 192.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump to match her current PB.
There's a small battle here between Netherlands and New Zealand, both taking 12.5 kilo jumps to 192. Good work finishing that.
Yeah, excellent job, and that gives her a 450 total just with her second attempt, so really trying to build something big here to make a statement to the A flight, who will follow at 7 p.m. local time tonight. Same weight remains on the bar for Kavici, 192.5 kilos.
A 2.5 kilo PB if she gets it.
I'm a little bit worried about that dip there, but let's wait for the lights.
Yeah, unfortunately, a bit of a dip forward.
We'll look at that again in the replay, just in case you missed it first time round and you're wondering why she didn't get the lift. Just there, the bar dips down, unfortunately. Her torso went and then the bar followed.
It didn't look too difficult. I think she can come back and get it on her third.
He says it's a good lift on the sheet, but I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not. So I'll keep my eye on that. We head through to the third round of deadlift. We now have Kristina Bedlikova, 155 kilos, 5 kilo jump for her final attempt. So we're entering a 360 total. Unfortunately, can't break the ground. And that is the trouble with sumo. If you get past the ground, a lot of the time you can get there. Yeah, and I think it was just an error. Kavici didn't get that attempt because I didn't see the jury overrule it, or overturn it rather. Kanan Kasai now from Japan, 160 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump. Roars from her teammates in the audience. More than she's ever lifted before. And it's moving. Wow, what grit. She manages to lock it out.
Oh no.
Oh, such a shame. I thought she might have just got the down command, but lost her balance at the last second there. She did get a white from the center referee though, so unfortunately not quite there. 162.5 kilos for Michelle Lee from Singapore. This will be for a 5 kilo personal best. It's a 7.5 kilo jump from a second. Beautiful final pull there. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Great into a day.
A good person to be handled by for deadlifts there in Farhana.
Yeah.
Zanita now 170 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from her second, matching the jump she made from her opener to her second. Be for a 5 kilo personal best. Should she make this? Big fight, it's glued, but she keeps pulling. She does lock it out. Wow, let's wait for the lights. Oh, unfortunately, 2 different infractions there.
The coach is running to the jury table. Let's see what they say.
Yeah, we'll watch again alongside the jury. She gets a blue, I think, for supporting just there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the yellow would have been for, but the blue, I think, was definitely visible. And the coach says, fair enough. We now have Evita, 170 kilos, trying to update you over the roars of the crowd. She's had a phenomenal day so far for a 420 total. And she just does not miss.
9 for 9 day.
Wow. Absolutely incredible, unflappable. And her coach said, see, you had
more
it.
there.
Yeah. 172.5 kilos for Dana Ely of New Zealand. 5 kilo jump for a new personal best. Unfortunately, not quite there today for her.
It was a great effort.
Yeah, absolutely incredible effort. And even with that, she put up a mean total. Missing a couple lifts, still getting 422.5 is no mean feat, nothing to shake a stick at. Now, pretty difficult situation for Driva Rikardsdottir. She tipped forward on her opener and missed it, retook it, which again is the right choice to do. And then I think, again, slipped out of her hands. And now this is her last chance to make a total. This is a terrible place to lose a lift. Honestly, you don't want to see anybody bomb out. So everybody here, I'm sure, is going to get behind her, and I hope they do, because I imagine she's nervous. You can see her pacing around, just hidden out of sight. Actually, no, the clock is running down. I think,
Yeah,
I don't think she's coming out. And that is such a shame. I think I've just seen the Icelandic coach come in through the door on the other side of the room.
Yeah, I hope she hasn't gotten hurt.
No, absolutely. You know, it's upsetting to not get a lift in, but it's even more upsetting to push yourself and then hurt yourself as a result. You know, a valiant effort for Drifa, and I hope she comes back soon and healthy. And, you know, she's extremely strong, but she's
Yeah.
extremely young as well.
There's a bright future.
Now we move on to Mathilde Oystergaard from Denmark, 175 kilos. 3 red plates aside to match her PB.
Yeah, it's moving.
Wow, what absolute resilience.
Good grind.
3 white lights, a good lift, and she is over the moon, and she should be with a finish like that. Big battle cry let out by Alba Rodriguez Ceballos from Spain, 180 kilos for a big personal best. May I remind you, she's only been competing 1 year. This lady has a bright future ahead of her.
That was so close.
That is such a shame. Just losing it on grip at the top, but she, like I said, has such a bright future.
Moved
This is where
so
she is after a
quickly.
year. Yeah. Double overhand there. I think hook grip. Thumb's probably just popped out there. And there's nothing you can do when that grip goes, unfortunately. 5 deadlifts remaining. Kelly Andrews of Australia, 187.5 kilos. This is a huge final pull. Gets it moving. Ah, unfortunately not there, but it's all smiles from Kelly. A kiss to the crowd. Shaking the hands of the referees. A great, great effort. $190 kilos now for Haya Alcazar for a new personal best.
Just too heavy today.
Kirsty Lane now from Australia, 190 kilos. This will take her above the 400 kilo total mark. Unfortunately, not there today, but a great effort.
And I think she took the national record on her second.
Just 2 deadlifts remaining here in this B flight, and what a B flight it has been. These ladies are strong. Miriam Amri now from the Netherlands, 197.5 kilos. This would give her a 455 kilo total. And the fact that this is in the B flight says a lot about the standards. I think Miriam's trying to tell them that as well.
She's done it.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible.
Phenomenal lifting.
Yeah, she has had a great day, ending on a 455 total.
5-kilo deadlift PB.
And in nominations, that would have got her 5th place.
Wow.
So setting the standard for the A group later tonight. And our final pull of the day. Vici missed her second at 192. I think they changed it from 200 to 197.
Looking for the biggest deadlift in this flight on body weight.
Yeah. 197.5 kilos. It will be a personal best. Current PB is 192.5. A big final pull to end the day. "30 seconds left on the clock." And she gets it moving. Oh, that knee just locked out so early.
What a pity. But no better opportunity than now to try it.
Absolutely, and what an effort it was as well. Incredible. She still walks away with a huge 180 deadlift. And I know it was her opener, and she's probably a little disappointed that that's what she got, but 180 isn't a bad deadlift by any means. And so if we quickly look at that, Miriam Amri is leading with 197, followed by Kirsty Lee from Australia and Kaya Alcazar there in bronze. Is subject to change as we have the A flight later this evening. And just looking at those totals, just in the B flight, the top 3 are 455, 422.5, 420. Those are big totals, and setting the standards for later tonight, 7 p.m. local time, where we will catch the 57 and 74 A groups. Don't go anywhere. It will be exciting, and we'll catch you then.